Good evening and welcome to News for the Jews. I'm Gary DeBode.
And I'm Archie Gottesman. We begin with the Jewish weather forecast for tomorrow. A high of 75 in Tel Aviv with a strong chance of dust and 0 chance of rain. Meanwhile, in Boca Raton, Florida, morning showers give way to hot and humid conditions with an 80% chance of kvetching. And finally, in Livingston, New Jersey, cloudy and 65 degrees with a 50% chance of going to the mall.
In other news, online bookseller Amazon.com says it's having trouble competing with the PJ Library. The library, along with local Jewish communities, gives away millions of Jewish-themed books to children and their families across the U.S. and Canada. In an effort to compete, Amazon will release 3 new titles this year. Green Eggs and Brisket, You're a Good Mensch, Charlie Brown, and The Cat in the Kippah.
Now for today's Jewish camp update. 12-year-old Sherry Goldberg glazed a beautiful bowl in the pottery studio. She plans to give the bowl to her mother for Hanukkah. Richie Shapiro put a frog down Amy Goldman's back during Color War. Amy, having developed strong self-esteem in camp, stood up for herself. Dr. Horowitz says Richie is expected to make a full recovery. And star lacrosse player Joshua Nadell scored a record 12 goals in the camp semifinals to lead the Maccabees to a 17-4 victory over the rival Hamantashen team. Word among the camp girls is that Joshua is, quote, a total hottie.
And now, we have a special guest live with us here on News for the Jews.
In a rare personal appearance, God!
Oh, shalom Archie, shalom Gary. It's a pleasure to see you two.
Well, it's an honor to meet you, God. How's it going?
I'll tell you, I've been better. The truth is, we've got problems today. Such problems. Global warming, unrest in the Middle East. And on top of that, I can't figure out how to change my Facebook profile picture.
But you're God. Can't you just make Facebook easier?
Listen, I'm God. I'm not Mark Zuckerberg. But I'll tell you, kids, there's other surus on my mind, too, like all this Meshuggah assimilation, as you people call it. Back in the day, Jews were excited to be the chosen people. Now some of them don't care. It makes me very unhappy. So I have a plan.
What kind of plan?
New. A flood, maybe fire and brimstone.
Oh, God, no. That sounds terrible. I know you like grand gestures, but there are better ways to save the Jewish people.
You think? I'd like to hear it.
Well, there's the Partnership for Jewish Learning and Life. They're all about helping Jewish kids learn everything there is to love about being Jewish.
I like the sound of that. Go on.
Well, like we talked about earlier in the newscast. Jewish Camp. It shows kids the joy of being Jewish, and it helps them realize it's actually a cool religion. So why would they ever want to leave it?
And you really think that's better than scaring them with another burning bush?
Much. And God, you know how lots of kids complain about going to Hebrew school?
Do I ever? I used to argue with Abraham about it. He was like, Hebrew school, fat.
The partnership is working with teachers and synagogues to develop more fun ways for kids to learn, so they actually enjoy going to Hebrew school.
Now that I like. And what's this Irish Teen Tzedakah program I saw on the partnership's website?
That is the coolest program. Jewish teens learn about philanthropy, and then they decide as a group who to donate the money to.
Sounds like good training for when they have to serve on the Federation's allocation committee someday.
So now you know about the partnership, God. Maybe instead of sending us another flood, you can ask people to get involved and support the partnership, and like them on Facebook, too.
Oy, this really puts a new twist on my plan. But you know what? I'm a forgiving God. That's why I gave you people Yom Kippur. It wasn't just so you'd spend a day feeling hungry, you know.
This is great, God. You should give us your email address, and then we can send you the partnership updates.
You want I should give out my email address on national TV. Do you know the spam I would get? And you know the biggest problem with spam? It's not kosher.
Ladies and gentlemen, God.
Now for tonight's celebrity news, where we let you know what your favorite Jewish stars are up to, including some you may not have known were Jewish. 3-time Oscar winner Daniel Day-Lewis says he was nervous about portraying President Abraham Lincoln. He wanted to be sure that he could properly portray Lincoln.
Wait a second. Daniel Day-Lewis is Jewish?
Technically, yes. His mother was Jewish. She was from Poland.
Well, Adam Sandler should add him to that Hanukkah song.
You know, he should. You know, my cousin knows his agent. I'm going to give him a call.
Oh, good idea. Speaking of which, Adam Sandler will star in Grown Ups 2 this summer. a sequel to the first Grown Ups movie. The film also stars Andy Samberg, who is also a Jew.
Yeah, well, we're still not going to see that movie.
I know, but I do like that Hanukkah song.
And finally, Barbra Streisand is gearing up for an historic performance in Israel this summer. The legendary diva will perform 2 shows at Tel Aviv's Bloomfield Stadium. Jews around the world are calling Streisand's visit to the Holy Land the most exciting thing that's ever happened. Seriously, they're kvelling.
This has been News for the Jews. I'm Gary DeBode.
And I'm Archie Gottesman.
Shalom, and keep bringing Jewish learning to life.